Wow. Look at that. Y'all see that? This video, I will provide you guys with Erickson Lubin, the injury report after a grueling fight with Sebastian Fundora. So stay tuned to this video. What up, fight world? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing, and I come to deliver news after an epic, crazy fight. Sebastian Fundora versus Erickson Lubin. This is going to be a hard fight to top for Fight of the Year. Before I get into kind of the fight, I want to tell you the injury report. The Boxing Ego injury report, Erickson Lubin. In that fight last night that a lot of you guys watched on Showtime Boxing. So the report is in. Erickson Lubin unfortunately suffered some injuries Saturday night. Virgin Hotels in Las Vegas. You had people like, I believe, Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson in the crowd. What happened in that particular fight? Well, it was a grueling fight, and Erickson Lubin sustained a broken nose and also a separated right shoulder. So the exchanges, I really attribute a lot of it to Sebastian Fundora. Like, first of all, we got to be clear. Sebastian Fundora is insanely tall for that division, and he has a style where he likes to fight on the inside as this tall fighter. So it's almost like, it looks like guys are fighting a monster and trying to get the right trajectory on their punches. His opponents, I'm talking about, is really hard. But Fundora looks extremely comfortable in his offense, and he kind of overwhelms you with good cardio, and like he was chopping Lubin up primarily with the uppercut, and he can throw them from, even though he has extremely long arms, he's able to throw them from closer proximity than one would imagine. All these things compounded, culminated in the damage that you see throughout this video on Erickson Lubin's face. His face was rearranged and wore all the markings of such a potential Fight of the Year war. Now, this is going to be a hard fight to beat as far as Fight of the Year, because I personally like fights that are meaningful, that are this good, you know, and this is definitely that. The winner of this fight became the mandatory for Charlo versus Castaño rematch, which is awesome and a great, probably the best fight at 154 that we have scheduled this year, you know. And the winner of this was definitely putting themselves in line to fight for that. And Sebastian Fundora, he came through. So if his team moves him towards that direction, it looks like he'll have dibs or opportunity to fight for possibly that WBC title. You know, very unfortunate for Erickson Lubin. I like Lubin. He's a young guy, and he's 26, but you know, he might have difficulty, and I don't wish this on fighters, but I gotta be fair and transparent on my channel. And at such a young age, just this fight and the Charlo fight, that put miles on Erickson Lubin, to be honest. Like, you know, to be a 26-year-old, because like this last fight especially was a punishing. Like, okay, the Charlo, you were 23, maybe you got knocked out in the first round, that's embarrassing. But the fights that go on several rounds and you take a hospital visit at the end of the fight, and you know, these fights can be very demoralizing as well, as opposed to, like, nobody wants to get knocked out in general, but he took punishment and he looked demoralized and completely dejected by the end of the fight. But don't fret, I got a full video coming. You guys have to subscribe to the channel so you can get this work. It's also Errol Spence versus Ugas Fight Week. Come back on Saturday. We will do the watch party, and you know, it's turned for boxing. This is a crazy, crazy run and stretch of boxing. I looked at my YouTube analytics in the month of March. 50% of the people that follow me and consume the content for the month of March had subscribed. The other 50%, I don't know about y'all. Y'all didn't subscribe to the channel. Let me know what I could do to earn your subscription. Some people think they're subscribed because they get my videos, they see it on their home feed, they see it, but they're not actually subscribed. Here's your reminder, check, see if you're subscribed to the channel. I'm the best in boxing history when it comes to performing at the high elite level, giving you guys the boxing news. What's in it for you? This is your one-stop shop for all your boxing needs. Erickson Lubin, you know, wish him a speedy recovery, but finding out, I guess it could have been worse. the way his face looked, his face was completely, you know, disfigured. He looked like Rocky Dennis almost, you know, from the Cher movie, The Mask, the Elephant Man, you know, it looked bad. So a lot of people speculated that he had a broken jaw or a broken orbital. So the good thing for him is that he didn't have either a broken jaw or a broken orbital, because it honestly looked like these could be possible outcomes. So I don't know how. They said he has a broken nose once again and a separated right shoulder. The separated right shoulder will require surgery, and you know, that's crazy. As far as a broken nose, I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but they might have to put it in place, or you might have to just let that rock and heal. So there's going to be a period of time where he's not able to probably exert himself. He definitely won't be able to spar. And, you know, even if he didn't have a broken nose and separated right shoulder or knee surgery, he needs time to regroup and recuperate, because any fighter that goes through, even if he would have won the fight, that was a taxing fight. That was a very grueling fight. You can't go through that without a nice, healthy rest. You know, Fundora's face looked fine at the end of the fight, even though he was dropped and had that scare. He said he took a knee because he needed to take a knee because it could have got worse for him. But, you know, fair play to Fundora. He's young, he's resilient, he's hungry, and he just kept working it. He said, he's the hammer while I'm the drill. And, you know, these are the effects. Boxing is such a brutal sport, and this fight is an example of that. We get to watch for our enjoyment. You know, you almost feel bad at the end of the fight, because at the end of the day, we're watching this. This is like, this particular fight was like Roman gladiator type of stuff. Roman gladiator, like duel to the death. And I just feel bad for Erickson Lubin, because he worked his way back up the ladder, and I know he didn't want it to end like this. And at the end of the day, it was an uphill battle. He was at times fighting the wrong fight. He's already has Fundora to beat him. You're gonna have to walk through fire and do some things right. He's got to respect you, things like that. Fundora, I give him props, because his last fight with Garcia, he definitely didn't look like this. He looked very beatable. And I'm not saying he looked invincible versus Lubin, because he got dropped, and there was moments in the fight where, you know, things could have went bad for him. Somehow the judges had Lubin ahead. I don't agree with that. I didn't really see how Lubin would have been ahead at that particular point, albeit it was a close fight. It was a competitive fight. I just didn't see that. You know, judges in boxing, I'm never amazed by what I hear or see from their scorecards. Me personally, I don't see how you had him up at the time of the stoppage. You know, Steve Farhood, Showtime scorecard, been crazy. I just don't see it. I think Fundora, he was winning. Like, even the round where Fundora almost got knocked out, I gave Lubin, unlike Steve Farhood, I gave that a 10-8 round. But Fundora was doing very well in that round up until that point, but he let it all slip by getting almost knocked out in that particular round. But Lubin didn't stay on him after that point. But I don't want to get too far into that, because I'm going to save that for my video where I break down the fight exclusively. I just want to give you more or less the injury report. So that's the latest. Rest up, Erickson Lubin, true warrior, separated shoulder, broken nose. We knew some of that was coming, but good thing he didn't have a broken jaw or broken orbital, which just from the eye test looked like it could have been the case. Last thing, let me know if you think Erickson Lubin can heal from this. Not physically, I'm not really worried about that, but boxing is heavily influenced by the mental aspect. And after a demoralizing outcome like that and mandatory slot and the punishment he took, do you think Lubin can bounce back from this and compete at the high level? Or is he gonna have like a chip on his shoulder, which we sometimes see in boxing, where a guy takes a battering loss like this and they're never the same? Can he bounce back? Will he bounce back? Let me know that in the comment section. Also subscribe, because I'm the GOAT. I'm giving you the boxing news. I'm giving you what you want. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego, signing off. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster. We working. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation.